Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Lone Oak Farm, episode number 5. And we are still in our same game day that we were in previously. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up this garage here. We're going to get our gator out of here, and we're going to go down and we're going to meet Jack, who is just finishing up cultivating this big field down here, field number, what field is he on? He's actually on field number 49. That's the really big field. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and grab the tractor from him, and we're going to go ahead and bring back the cultivator. And then we're going to go and do some other projects around the farm. We're going to spray some more slurry, is the primary goal for today, because we need to get our grass fields all up to shape. If we don't do that now, then we're obviously going to be hurting when it comes time to actually get our grass in, get our grass cut, get it all dried, hopefully. Get it dried, get it turned into hay, get it picked up as grass for potentially silage, and all that stuff. So while we're waiting for Jack to come on around, let's go ahead and just shut off the gator, and he'll bring it back. And let's actually take a look at the weather forecast for what we've got coming up ahead. So looks like the rest of, well, this is today. Now let's see. The rest of today is cloudy. And then looks like tomorrow is going to be rain. So we're not going to be cutting any grass here. May have some flurries mixed in with that. That's going to be interesting. And then we basically get back into some clouds and some sunshine for Saturday, Sunday, and more rain for Monday. So that's what we have to look forward to. And we'll just have to deal with it as best as we possibly can. So Jack, go ahead and shut things off there, and he's done. All right. So we're going to swap out with Jack. Like I said, we're going to do this. We're going to shut him off here. Turn course play off. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we'll go ahead and pull this on up here, just to go ahead and smooth out the rest of that field. Raise up our cultivator, fold up our cultivator, and head on back. So all of our grass fields do need to be plowed, but I'm, at least for this particular point in time, at this moment in time, I should say, we're not going to plow our grass fields. We're going to leave them set up with the map grass that OxygenDavid and BulletBill put on. And then we'll make a decision later in the fall or maybe wintertime time frame, if we're going to be on this map for another season or another year. Then maybe look at potentially plowing them up. It'll just kind of depend on maybe what we end up getting off of those fields as far as volume goes. We have actually quite a few fields, grass fields, that we have access to that we can obviously mow, and so we'll just play that by ear, as they say, and make a decision down the road. But for right now, we're going to go and do our slurry spraying. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I am still just enjoying playing Farm Sim. I have actually spent a little bit of time off camera, not very much, between episodes 4 and 5, but needed to do a few things to get things brought up to speed. Now, before we go and do this, and let me just see, is this thing full? It is not full. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the semi, and we actually staged, one of the things that I did earlier today was I actually staged our field side slurry container down by between the two fields that we're actually going to spray. I've got that staged already, And so we're going to just carry down a load of slurry from our slurry pit down there. And hopefully that will be enough. Billy Bob carried down a load earlier today, so we have some in there, and we're going to take another, I don't know how many thousand liters this will hold. We'll find out here in just a moment. Coming up on 50%, so about 30,000 liters, I believe. And so in the real world, I'm filming this episode or recording this episode as I'm sitting here watching the Amazon delivery map, looking for a delivery that I have ordered. It looks like they've just delivered it. It's kind of interesting. I like to see. I like their little. If you order from Amazon, especially if you're Prime members, you can go in and check your order status. And if Amazon is delivering it, which they do the majority of the deliveries around here nowadays, you will actually see a map, and you can see where your delivery driver is, and it will tell you how many deliveries you have ahead of you. And I was watching it earlier, and it was saying that I had two deliveries ahead of me, and my estimated time for delivery was about 15 minutes or something like that. And it was kind of interesting. Hopefully we won't knock that fence post over. I budged just a little bit, I think, but that's okay. So we're going to come up here to our our field side slurry container, and we'll go ahead and put this in there. We'll set our parking brake and start filling this guy up. I don't know if we can get all 30,000 liters in there or not. Like I said, Billy Bob brought a load of liquid poo down here earlier, and didn't quite get the job finished, and told me that he had some other things that come up, and I would need to do that if I wanted to have a full container down here, and I do. So what we don't use from that, then we'll just leave in that container for a while. I might have to rethink that if the rain is going to be an issue, because we don't want it to dilute our poo. And the other thing about this whole Amazon thing is they also take a picture, which is handy as well. They take a picture of your order, the package that they placed on my doorstep. And again, I've got this pulled up on my laptop sitting next to me, and I see that it was delivered, and I see my front door, and I see the Amazon package sat there. So it's what is it, you ask? What did I order? It is a little quart paint bucket, plastic paint bucket with a handle on it and some liners for it, because we went to Home Depot last night and got the ladder. So I got one of those nice extension, kind of an extension, folding extension ladder. It's I think the reach on it, or I think the total height, I believe, is 26 feet. So this will be sufficient for cleaning out my gutters, things like that, as well as, let's see, where's my tractor? It's right here. As well as it will be, it'll work indoors, obviously as a folding A-frame ladder. I think it's got a 15-foot reach as a folding A-frame ladder. And other gear. There we go. And then, or it can be like a 6-foot folding A-frame ladder as well. And if I bought two of them, which I'm not going to, but if I had two of them, I could make scaffolding out of it. But I don't need that. But the other cool thing about it is, with it being an adjustable A-frame ladder, it will allow me. Now, am I going to regret not topping this up here before I go down there? I really don't think that I will get through all of this plus what's in that field side container. So we're going to take a chance and just go down and fill from the field side container. But anyway, I bought this paint pot because it has a handle on it, an adjustable strap, because I'm going to be up about about 15 feet or so, painting, trimming out the ceiling area of where I'm going to need to be painting. And I see that I cut that corner a bit too short, so let me Let me try this again, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have the technology to do better at making this turn. Yeah, we can. If we can stop trying to push the tree over. There we go. There we go. All right. So obviously the slurry sprayer is a bit large for fields like this. But let's see, so we're filling up. It's a bit large for a field like this, but it does come in handy for that larger grass field. Certainly does. But anyway, this little quart paint thing has a handle on it. It has a magnetic paintbrush holder as well, so I can fill this little guy up and then head up the ladder and have plenty of paint with me. So that is the plan. So let's go ahead and unfold our slurry sprayer, and we're going to do this field, and we're also going to do that field over there. So 35 and 34 are the two fields that we're going to be doing. So turn this guy on. I think I need to be over here on this guy. And let's start going. Let's start spraying our poo. Liquid gold. Or black gold. Either way. It's worth something to us. Our cows produce it. They work hard to do that, and of course us spraying out our pens and everything, mucking all that stuff out, it produces the slurry. And no need in doing this section here because I don't think it will take it. Will it take it? No, it won't take it. So no need in putting it there if it's not going to take it. So the wife has been the wife here on Lone Oak, not my real world wife, but the wife here on Lone Oak has been asking about the possibility of putting some greenhouses in. She is wanting to take advantage of the local farmers market down the road a piece. And I told her, I said, well, I tell you what, if you will basically tend to picking the vegetables, whatever it is that we're going to grow in the greenhouse, and that has yet to be determined. If she would take the responsibility of that, then I would make sure that between myself, Billy Bob, and Jack, that we would see to it that we did the heavy lifting as far as the manure, getting the manure delivered to the greenhouse, and then also, oops, wrong button, also getting the water and everything set up. And so she agreed to that. She thought that was a pretty fair deal. And I've got to admit that I agree with her on that. I think I think she can certainly tend to the vegetables and pick that stuff as it ripens and becomes available, and then she's going to be responsible for taking it down to the farmers market and basically running the farmers market stall there during the weekends in the summer. And as it's a greenhouse, if we can get lucky and if it will grow some vegetables and stuff even in the fall and the winter months, then she may still, take orders and stuff once she kind of gets to know some folks from the farmers market. There may be some patrons that might want to buy a few things in the odd months as well, like fall and winter, or I should say winter and spring, I suppose. Anyway, we'll see how that works out first. Who knows? She may lose interest, and then it will be just a building that, well, maybe we'll turn it into a place to watch football and the guys hang out. We'll see. You know how that goes. Our wives want something, and we go to all the trouble to get it set up and get them hooked up with something, and then a few weeks or few months or maybe maybe a year or so they lose interest in it, and then you've got something that's just sitting around collecting dust. But I'm sure none of your wives ever encounter that, right? So I've got the mod that basically allows me to lower the spray rate of whatever, whether it be liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer, liquid slurry, etc. And so I've got it set fairly low, just because I don't want to. I don't want to on larger fields. I don't want to like make one pass and then all of a sudden have to refill again, because that'll get old kind of quick. But might not be 100% realistic. But then again, I don't necessarily know that that these things run 100% realistic. I don't know if the flow rates and everything are 100% realistic. Who are we to know if that is the case? I mean, one would think that giants would investigate this kind of stuff, and perhaps they do, but there again, you know, the amount of work that we can do in a specific game day um, is quite extraordinary compared to what's capable in the real world. I mean, we can harvest, even running at 1x speed, we can harvest quite a bit of field and quite a bit of land, and I'm not sure if that would be capable, if that would be possible in the real world for us to be able to do that much. So as I've always said, there's no right or wrong way to play it. Just enjoy your time, and if you want to use mods that do things like that lower the spray rates, then go for it. If you want, whoa, that bird almost hit us. If you want to if you want to use high volume or high capacity trailer or tippers, things like that, go for it. I mean, um, for a guy like me that um, is, stuck in corporate America, this is the closest thing that I'm going to get to actually being able to experience um, any sort of farming. Yeah, I could grow a garden, I suppose, and I don't even have to mow my yard because I live in an HOA that does all of that, and so I don't even get to experience the smell of fresh cut grass. And so this is what it is, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And yeah, I do get enjoyment um, from trying to be as realistic as possible. But I've also said many times that I feel that um, I play it as realistic as the game allows me to do, and we all know that there are some limitations as far as game physics and such as that, vehicle physics and such, that really sometimes makes it difficult to get the full immersion out of it. And then the other thing is, well, just don't sweat the small stuff, right? I mean, like I said, enjoy it and play it your way, play things how you want to play them, and just enjoy it to take away the stress and anxiety and such of life. I mean, heck, life is tough enough. And as John Wayne would say, life is tough, and it's even tougher when you're stupid. So um, just enjoy it. I certainly I've enjoyed being able to come home from work. I get home about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and that's almost, well, that's right at about a 12-hour day. Um, and I have dinner, and I try to get downstairs around 8 or so. Watch a bit of TV with the wife. Maybe we watch a movie or something like that, and then get downstairs around 8 o'clock. Play for about 60 to 90 minutes, and then it's time for me to go to bed. I wake up, and it's not through an alarm or anything like that. I just wake up. I've literally turned into my dad. My dad told me when I was a little boy, I hated getting up in the mornings. I absolutely hated it. And my dad would tell me, "Son, it'll get easier. One of these days, you'll just wake up, and you won't have to fight it or anything like that. You'll just wake up." Well, um, most of the time, I wake up because my bladder is telling me that I need to go and empty it. But then I just wake up, and usually that time is anywhere between 4:30 and 4:45. I can almost not set an alarm. Of course, I'm not quite that confident, because just as soon as I would not set an alarm, like a safety alarm, I would oversleep, and then I would have problems. But yeah, almost every morning, and it's same on the weekends. Now the weekends, I am able most times. I'm able to. I still have to get up because the bladder will not let me go back to sleep. So I still have to get up, and then I will go to the restroom, and then come back. And I probably should have lifted those up for that, but that's okay. No harm, no foul. Um, I will I'll go back to sleep, and I can sleep until usually around 6:30, 6:30 to 7, maybe. I can sleep too. But that's just the way it is, and it's been this way for about maybe almost 3 years. So I would say maybe since turning about 49, 50, something like that. It's just the way it goes. And but oh well. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on about 22 minutes, and I'll just start wrapping things up. One thing that I made a little bit of an executive decision on, and again, because we are playing with the Midwest Geo, and the Midwest Geo will pretty much allow us to plant anything that we want to plant. We're going to plant a field of cotton. Now, I did a little bit of research because I do enjoy trying to play things as realistic as possible, like I've just been talking about a few minutes ago. And I did find on the internet, and they can't put anything on the internet that's not true. That's a rule. And of course, I'm being a little bit sarcastic with that saying, but no, really, I did see something that they are doing some experimentation with growing cotton in Oregon. Now, it's obviously not a huge crop. It's not like wheat or corn, but it is. They are doing it, and so because I have still yet to really harvest cotton since Farm Sim 19 has come out, and I bought the John Deere Cotton DLC, so I've added to the map, or added to this series, the cotton harvester, and one of the trailers, one of the other pieces of kit that came with that John Deere DLC. So we're going to do at least one field of cotton. And again, that's just because here I am. I'm almost a year into Farm Sim 19, and I've yet to experience harvesting cotton in this game. So that's sort of my way of saying, okay, well, I'm enjoying doing this for you all. I'm enjoying running over these bumps and literally getting stuck here. So let's put some. May have to call Billy Bob to come and help us out here. No, we can go backwards, I guess. But anyway, that's sort of my take on it, is that I still want to do things that are fun to me. And again, while cotton is not a huge crop up here, there is some being done, and we are playing with a geo that will support it. We could do pretty much anything, including sugar beet. So I'm going to do some cotton. So look forward to that. And yeah, so literally, I think this will probably be the last video from this game day, from game day number 2. Looks like, again, according to the weather forecast, we've got some rain coming, so we'll probably be stuck with getting fields going as best as we can. We certainly don't want to tear our fields up, but you know, our fields all drain well, so we'll probably do some may do some seeding if the soil temperature comes up, and may also do some fertilization and stuff like that. Take advantage of that. I don't want to just lose the day completely, but we'll do what we can do, and then just keep moving the chains forward and try to get all of our fields done, all the work that needs to be done, and get them sown. And then we will cut grass, and we'll just do things as we can and keep moving the days along and having fun. So I'm going to work a little bit off camera for another 30 minutes or so, and just kind of get all this for this day's activities wrapped up. And then, like I said, when we come back together for episode number 6, we'll be in a new game day, and we'll see what kind of fun we can get into when that day comes. So until then, I hope that you will all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Have a wonderful week or weekend, depending on when you watch this video. And may God bless you all. And I will see you all next time right here on Lone Oak Farm. Bye-bye for now.